Well, if anybody wants to see a grown man cry, come to the right place, because I'm probably going to do that in this video. This is my second attempt. My first one, I kind of fell apart, and I decided to leave that one um, for... Jeez, I'm having trouble saying the things I want to say. I'm sorry. Let me explain first. I'm an actor. I'm not a pretender. As an actor, as a professional actor, when I go out and do my work, I need to be able to show a full range of emotions. If I was a pretender, I could pretend those emotions. I'm no good at that. Pretending is about pretense, and I have no intention of fooling anyone ever. If I'm playing a character, I want to play that character well, and I want to do my job as professionally as possible. I don't want anybody to think that I am that character. I want them to think that that character is that character. Because that's the reality of it. That when an actor is portraying a character, they're doing just that. They're portraying. So, that out of the way. I know people don't usually talk about men getting abused, but it happens. I have been abused. Not by my parents, just to make that clear. Not by anyone in my parents' family. I don't want to name names, and I don't want to go into details because, first off, it's not important, and second off, I have forgiven people, and I want them to get on with their lives, and yeah, but I have been abused in multiple ways. I've been through some really terrible things. I have been raped, not by a man. I know some people think only men ever rape and that it's impossible to do it if you're not a man. That's not the case. And that's not even nearly the worst of the abuse I've been through. And yes, it hurts. It pretty much never stops hurting. And I don't know if that's the same for all abuse victims, or if it's just me, or if it's most of them, or some of them. I assume it's probably most of them. Some people maybe get over it completely, and I don't know how they do that, but if they could let the rest of us in on their secret, it would be nice. So, yeah. I'm trying really hard now not to break down crying. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. But see, this is something I do a lot of the time. Because I've been hurt. And the hurt doesn't go away. And I've gotten really good at it over the years. Now, right now, I'm in love with someone who's been very good to me. And I'm worried about this crying that wants to come out, ruining our relationship. I don't want that to happen. And I've tried to talk to her about it, and every time I'm with her, I just think how wonderful she is, and pretty much all my other thoughts just go away, so that makes it very difficult. And even just now, just thinking about her, it's like my mind goes blank. And I sort of need that. I need to be able to just let go. And I want her to know that. And I'm hoping that she'll see this video. But the thing is, if I make it just for her, I don't know if anybody will ever see it because maybe she'll never watch it. And I was thinking to myself, this could help other people. So I'm going to try to make this public. I'm going to very likely embarrass the shit out of myself, to put it as politely as I can. So I am expecting to break down crying eventually. Not on purpose. Not for show. But because I have things to say that are really hard to say. It hurts like hell to try. So far I'm doing pretty well. Except I haven't said what I need to say yet, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Because that's the thing. When something hurts that badly, it can block your ability to get something out. If I was playing the role of a character who had been through this sort of thing, and who was letting it out, then I could probably do that. Because that character is letting it out. In fact, it almost comes out just even thinking about doing that. But see, that's how acting works. If you want to portray a character realistically, you have to feel it. If you don't, it's not going to look real. Because facial expressions aren't entirely voluntarily controlled. You can, to a certain extent, control them, but fake smile doesn't look like a real smile. Fake crying doesn't sound like real crying. Doesn't look like real crying. I mean, sure, once in a while, something might look a little fakey even when it's not, even when it's genuine. But there again, that's not something the person has a lot of control over. There are limits. So, see if I can try to say what I wanted to say. I didn't script this. If I had scripted it, it would be easy. I'd just, recite the script. But then that's not going to be very authentic, is it? And so, yeah. I suppose if I start crying, I could put a timestamp in the description saying, if you want to see me cry, look here. It might not happen. Because it's really hard to do in public, and I know this video is intended to go up public. I actually did start crying on my first attempt at it, but only after I decided I was going to make a second attempt, and I went ahead and recorded that part. But that video is not intended to go up for the public. I'm trying not to mention my girlfriend's name. Although that's what keeps wanting to come out. I want to talk about her. I do. And not publicly. So that's why I'm trying really hard to avoid that. But she's so wonderful. She really is. And what I've been through that hurts me is ending up, I think, hurting her. I don't want that. I want to fix that. Because she sees me hurting and she thinks she's causing the hurt. I'm hurting her right now. It doesn't show so much. When I'm crying, it shows. That's not a matter of hurting more or hurting less. It's a matter of what's being expressed. And sure, when the crying is uncontrollable, there's something behind that. When a person can't stop crying. But what's behind it is the fact that they let go, that they let their guard down. It's like water flowing out of a dam that broke. Once the dam is broke, the water's coming out. And you can hold that water back with an unbroken dam for quite a while. But when it breaks, it breaks. And it's really hard to repair it while it's still coming out. This is probably a bad analogy. It's just I don't know a better one. I'm not sure how to properly say what I'm trying to say. I just hope that she'll see this sometime and be able to find the time to watch the whole thing, or at least enough of it to understand that she's not causing any of the hurt. And that when I cry, it's not really a bad thing. The bad thing was already there. The crying is letting it out. And sure, I can't go around crying in public. Can't just let it out anywhere. Heck, I'm likely to be ridiculed for even doing it on this video if it does happen, which, like I said, I expect it will. Hasn't yet. I'm amazed. 10 minutes. See, but I'm avoiding saying what I need to say, and I'm not avoiding it on purpose. It's that somewhere deep in my mind, I know that if I start saying this stuff, if I start talking about it openly, I'm going to break out crying. And I know this video is intended to go out to the public. So there are like layers of my mind that are protecting me from doing this. If I was a pretender, I could just go, well, then let's just pretend, and maybe I could go into a role and play a part. But if I'm playing a part, it's not me. So then that would be pretending, and that's not me. So, for anybody who's been patient enough to wait this long, or anybody who's, well, I guess they missed this part if I'm going to put a timestamp saying I'm crying, I'm going to attempt to just open up. I'm going to try to just talk to my girlfriend. I won't call her by name because, I don't want to embarrass her with this, and maybe, maybe this will be the end of our relationship. Maybe once, maybe this thing will go viral, and millions of people will see me crying, and she'll never want to be seen with me again. That would be really sad, because I do love her. And we're very good for each other. But I need her to know that she's good for me, and that the crying is not caused by her, and that it's not a way of manipulating her. I'm not trying to get attention. I just hurt. So, for anybody who wants to stick around for the private part, I'm trying to think, what should I refer to her as? What should I call her? Pet names, honey, darling, stuff like that. If I accidentally say her name, I'm going to ruin the video, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to control that if I'm just being myself and talking openly. It's not a secret who I'm in love with. I haven't hid it at all. But like I said, I don't want to embarrass her. So, here goes. Again, I want to address her by name. I so want to. Okay, what is it? It's 14 minutes and 8 seconds into this video. So, I'm just going to try to remember timestamp 14 minutes. That's the part to send her to tell her this is the private part, which I'm publishing publicly. I've made so many videos for her, unlisted. But this one is planned to go public. I might not go through with it. We'll see. Honey, I love you so much. You've been so good to me. And I'm probably going to break down crying, and I want you to know it's not because of you. And it's not to manipulate you. It's not just to get attention. I mean, it's not at all to get attention. I hurt. I hurt all the time. I've been through some pretty bad things, and they've left some deep emotional scars. I have forgiven the people who've done it. I hold no grudges. What's done is done. And I know you think I'm a wonderful person. You might want to even thank them for making me the person I am, because they had something to do with it. I'm certainly not saying you should thank anybody for abusing me. Nobody should be thanked for that, for abusing a person. But in some sense, though, they're responsible for the person I am, or part of it. And I don't know how much of that is good and how much of that is bad, but I'm just saying I am what I am, and I've been through what I've been through. So this is very difficult. I need to cry. I need to be able to let it out. I've spent so many years keeping it in, and sure, some nights I just cry all night alone with nobody here. And I wonder if my neighbors are hearing me and what they must think of it. But it's not something I can help. And I've been doing this for years without you around. I hurt so badly. And you, I can let my guard down with you. And then once I let my guard down, it just comes out. And the hurt expresses itself. And I look like an idiot. And I love you so much. I really love you so much. You've been so good to me. And you've been so tolerant, and I know I'm damaged goods, but I'm still a good person. And I love you. I know I said that. I can't say the things I need to. There are things I need to say. And even doing this, I just can't seem to get them out. What I really need is for you to just hold me and let me cry. And I don't know if you can do that. Maybe someday. I'm not in a hurry. But just please understand, the crying is not your fault. It's just that I hurt. And the hurt isn't your fault. It's just there all the time. Okay, I'm falling apart. And I get myself back under control the best I can. And I'm going to end this video. It gets a lot worse for anybody who wonders. Okay, so now I'm talking to the public. Now I can do it. Now I can cry and I can talk. This is so hard to let out because you teach yourself not to, and even when I try to stop it, it doesn't want to stop. So for anybody who thinks that men don't hurt, that men don't get abused, that they don't feel emotions, I'm a man. I'm a straight heterosexual, um, rather masculine man, if I do say so myself. I'm not an asshole. I know there's that where, you get this stereotype of men are assholes, and I won't deny the stereotype. It's pretty common out there. But you know what? So are some women. It's not exclusive to one gender. Hardly anything is. Actually, I think probably nothing is. I mean, because depending on exactly how you define where you divide the gender, it's like whatever that one thing is. If you make one thing to define it, by some other definition, that one's optional. And these definitions tend to be used pretty much interchangeably, so you can't really say, well, this one's the right definition and that one's not. Yes, men cry. Yes, men get abused. Okay, most men are stronger than most women, on the average. I mean, the average man is stronger than the average woman, physically. So physical abuse might seem a little unlikely when it's a woman abusing a man. But you know what? There are strong women and there are weak men. I'm not a weak man. I've never been. But I'm also not the kind of person who would fight back against someone that I love. I'm not the kind of person who would fight back against a friend, someone I care about, even if they're mistreating me. And yes, saying something like that opens me up to some pretty terrible possibilities, but you know what? I would rather lose such friends if I don't have any like that right now. I've closed most of the world out. I don't have any friends who even for a little while would take unfair advantage of me, because I have very few friends at all. And I kind of prefer it that way. I'm good to other people. For the most part, other people are good to me. Hey, I didn't have to end the video. I managed to stop crying. Yeah, I really don't want to completely fall apart on a video I'm publishing for the public. I mean, I'm not even sure if I can. Because there's a certain amount of I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. There again, if I was playing a part, if I was playing a role, yeah, then I could let it out. All of the emotion I have inside of me could be released in a character who's able to do that, but I'm not able. And that's the point. The woman I'm in love with, who's been so good to me, makes me able to relax and be myself and not put on this appearance of not hurting that I have to show to the world to get by. And there's no pretense there. It's not pretending. I'm not trying to fool the world into thinking I'm not hurting. I just can't let it show, because falling apart in public can destroy a person's life. Heck, even falling apart on a video might destroy a person's life. And that might be why I'm sort of unable to do that, because I know that. So, hey, if anybody out there wants to hire somebody who's able to play the part of somebody falling apart, I could do that role, and I could do it well, because I actually know those feelings. I know a very broad range of feelings. And heck, I hope I don't get pigeonholed by having said that. Because, yeah. Okay. Again, I so want to mention her by name and tell everyone how wonderful she is. But that's only going to be for the people who know us both to know. And yeah, there's so much more to say. And I'm really still having trouble saying it. So I'm just going to end this. 26 minutes and 14 seconds according to the timer on this thing. Yeah, this is completely unedited. I've mentioned the time I think several times on it already. So yeah, if anybody wonders if it's been edited, the time might not line up exactly depending on how well it synchronizes the beginning when it gets uploaded and things like that, but should be able to check the timestamps and see this is completely unedited. So end up with a video just under a half hour long. And yes, to the love of my life, honey, please don't be sad that I cry. Just help me stop hurting so much. You're very good at that. And you make me so happy. You really do. So just keep being you. Just keep doing what you're doing. And please don't shut me out. Because I need you. I really do. You help me to be a better person. And you're helping me to heal. I'll always know those emotions. I'll always know those feelings. But I honestly believe that with your help, I can learn to stop feeling them, even when you're not around. For now, I'm working on it. I love you.